Now, the Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau has launched an investigation into the incident that occurred on Sunday evening involving Max Air Boeing 737 with 119 passengers and 6 crew members on board. Lost 4 tires while taking off at the Yola Airport. It was reported that before taking off from Yola Airport to Abuja, the aircraft's first rear gear tires burst and the remaining 2 tires also burst during the taxiing off process. However, there were no fatalities or injuries recorded. This is the 4th time Max Air is in the news for the wrong reasons in the last 1 year. A similar occurrence happened on Sunday, May 7th last year when Max Air carrying 143 passengers reportedly crash-landed at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja. A report by the NSIB at that time accused the airline of overwriting the cockpit voice recorder of the serious incident that occurred on the 7th of May, 2023. And joining me now is the Director General, Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau, Captain Alex Bade, Jr. Thank you for joining us, Captain. We're aware that you led your team to Yola to get a first-hand information and investigate this incident. What are your preliminary findings?
Rejecting the takeoff when they sensed an anomaly before they took off. So it was not a taxi out, and the tires did burst because of the just immense amount of energy it took to stop the airplane on the runway. Typically that happens. There are fuse plugs on each tire. So when there's high temperature on the tire and reject takeoff like that, typically the tires do deflate. So as of now, I would not say there's anything wrong with Max Air. As an airline, it was a standard maneuver performed by the pilots, which they handled admirably.
Hold that thought for a minute. I'll follow up on your submissions, but that will be after this break. And thanks for staying with us, everyone. The Director General, Nigeria Safety Investigation Bureau, Captain Alex Bade, Jr., thank you for staying the course on the news this hour. You talked about the fact that there isn't anything wrong with Max Air as we speak, but are there safety concerns, especially going by the history they have in previous years? We've talked about landing gears issues, contaminated aviation fuel, and now tire issues, about 5 incidents in the past 1 year. Is there something more Nigerians should know, especially given these concerns?
I mean, with any accident or incident where there's a trend, if they've had 5 issues in the past year, I'm not sure. I only know of 2 in the past year, but if they've had, more than 2 in the past year, there is need to look a little deeper into their practices, which we have done. And we did publish our findings on our website, and we communicated to the regulators. So that's up to the regulators to follow up, which I think they should be doing at this time. But I would not go as far as saying or condemning the airline as a whole. And with the increase in tempo in passenger traffic on flights, occasionally you get minor incidents like what happened yesterday. Again, we're in the preliminary stages, but as of where we are right now, I will not say, or I can't point a finger and say it's anything Max Air did wrong. Sometimes, these things happen. And like I said, they performed the reject and stopped on the runway safely, and nobody was hurt. And that's our main concern at this time, the safety of the passengers and well-being of the crew. And as we investigate further, within 30 days, we'll have our preliminary report out there on this incident with more information.
So what happens with those reports and recommendations? We understand that the NSIB investigates and makes recommendations, right? But what has happened to your recommendations in the past? What's the synergy like between your office and the NCA?
Well, I can only speak for the past 7 months, and the synergy has been great between me and my counterpart, the Acting Director General of the Civil Aviation Authority. We meet periodically, and we have teams as well that sit down to review our safety recommendations and find ways to enforce them. And not just with the Civil Aviation Authority, with the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, as well as the National Aerospace Management Agency. So we have been meeting and we've been discussing our recommendations. And it's up to the regulators to implement and the other parties as well.
No, I'm just talking about the speed of implementation. In the short time you've been with the NSIB, can you confirm that your recommendations have been implemented?
Some of them have, not all of them. I can't say all recommendations have been implemented, but some of them have, and there have been letters to that effect from the regulators to the NSIB.
All right. Good place to leave it. Captain Alex Bade Jr., thank you for talking to us.
Okay.